Hi, I'm Rebecca Grome, and I did my uh, topic on the history and significance of running in Native American culture. So, why I chose this topic? I became interested in Native Americans and running because I'm a runner on the Westfield cross country and track and field team. Running is something that is important to me and is something I enjoy doing. I didn't realize how important running was in Native American culture until I took Native American Lit and we read The Moon in Two Windows. In the book The Moon in Two Windows by Momaday, two characters, Warner and the Dickinson boy, are having a conversation about teaching the boys at Carlisle how to play football. Dickinson boy, quote, "We'd sure like to help you out, Coach Warner, but I don't think they're ready for a scrimmage." Warner, no? Dickinson boy, understand they don't have football in their blood, I hear. None of them have ever played it before. Warner, never ever? Dickens boy, well, sir, they can sure run like the devil, that's for sure. You can probably get a good track team together. End quote. I never realized how prominent running was in Native American culture, but even in the early 1900s, people knew something that Native Americans were known for. I was also really intrigued by the character Jim Thorpe in the book, as Jim Thorpe has two gold medals from winning the pentathlon and the decathlon in the 1912 Olympics. Interestingly enough, in The Moon in Two Windows, it is mentioned in the acknowledgments that while N. Scott Momaday was at Carlisle doing research to write the play Moon in Two Windows, it was arranged so he could stay in what was Jim's Thorpe room at Carlisle. I instantly became interested and wanted to find out more. My professor recommended a few stories she heard about in the Native American running community. Running has a deep history in Native American culture. It has been used in the past to scope out the land. Running is used in ceremonies as a way of healing and as a way to deliver messages. It wasn't common for Native Americans to run hundreds of miles to deliver a message. In modern day, running is used to connect spiritually, spread awareness, having a community, and connecting the roots. I'll talk more about these in more detail in the next slides. In Native American culture, it is common to use running as a way to connect spiritually. In many Southwest tribes, it is common to use running as a way to move holy items between places that have spiritual significance. Running is also used to just take time and pray or connect with whatever Holy Spirit or spirits a native tribe believes in. Running to spread awareness is something that is commonly done in Native American communities. One way this is done is by running a lot of miles. While researching this topic, I found an article that stated a group of Native Americans were running 2,000 miles to protect their water supply that was going to be at risk of an oil spill due to the production of an oil pipeline. Another example of spreading awareness is Jordan Daniel, who is a competitive marathoner and in 2019 ran the Boston Marathon with the letters MMIW, missing or murdered Indigenous girls and women across her body. Then she also had a red hand painted across her mouth to show the women being silenced. She dedicated each mile to a different woman or girl that was missing or murdered. These are just a few examples of how Native Americans have come together to spread awareness on important issues happening in their communities. Running in Native American culture is an easy way to build a community and connect with people. Many Native Americans meet in groups to run, sometimes to talk, other times they use it as a way to pray together. They also organize group runs to spread awareness about different issues going on in the community. In one article, I read it mentioned a group of Native Americans running 100 miles for the missing and murdered Indigenous women. It talked about how it felt so powerful doing something greater than yourself, how it felt to feel so connected to the people you were running with because they were all in it together. Many Native Americans struggle to feel connected to their heritage. Running is a way they feel connected to their roots. It is such an integral part in Native American culture. A lot of Native Americans connect to their roots through running by acknowledging the land they are running on is the same land their ancestors once lived on. They also feel connected by continuing similar traditions like using running ceremonies as a way to pray and reflect. Many Native American tribes have their own traditions around running that are still used today. And then this is my works cited. Thank you for listening.